Welcome to the Tea with Tolkien Discord server. Whether you are new to Discord in general or you are just new to our server, I hope that this video will be a helpful resource in terms of making yourself feel at home in our community and getting the most out of our Discord server. When you are first invited to the server, this little screen will pop up, so you'll go ahead and click Join Tea with Tolkien. After you click that button, you will be taken to our server guide, which is a new feature from Discord, and it's very neat. So there will be a couple of items that you need to complete before you can begin hanging out and chatting in our Discord. First, you will need to read the rules, then introduce yourself, assign yourself some roles, and visit the common room because that's kind of the general hangout area in our server. The first thing that I am going to do is introduce myself. Now, I'm just using a fake account that I made for the purpose of this video, so we're going to disregard that. Before you are able to introduce yourself or interact in the server, you will need to read the rules and agree to them, so you can go ahead and read through them on your own. We'll just kind of jump through that section. They're pretty straightforward and simple, and they have kept our server a very lovely place, so I very much appreciate everyone's cooperation. You'll click on the little button that says I have read the rules and then submit it, and you will be able to introduce yourself. After that, Bill the Pony, who is our bot, will welcome you to the server so that everyone can see that you've joined, and you can type out a little welcome message. It would be wonderful if you could introduce yourself just so we could get to know a little bit about you and say hello. Next, you will need to visit the roles channel to assign yourself your role. These roles allow you to make the most out of our server. So if you are here for the book club, you will want to click that button to be given the book club role. After that, you can kind of identify whether you're new to Tolkien or if you're a Tolkien expert, and that kind of helps us out in our discussions. After that, we have our priest and clergy role. So because this server is inspired by the work, life, and faith of J.R.R. Tolkien, we have a special role for Catholic clergy because every once in a while, there will be some kind of question about Catholicism that will come up, and it's really nice to be able to just tag that role. So if you would like that role, you will need to ask a moderator, and they will manually assign that to you. After that is our Rings of Power role section. So we have 3 different Rings of Power roles. If you are not interested in seeing the Rings of Power channels, you can click this button that you are not interested in the Rings of Power, and it should kind of take the channels out of your list so that you won't have to see them if you're not interested in the show. If you are interested but would not like to see the leaks, you can just click the Rings of Power button and it will give you the general Rings of Power role. If you are here for leaks and spoilers and all kinds of spoilery discussions, you will want to click the leaks and spoilers role to assign that to yourself. That's pretty straightforward, and it will make the appropriate channels available to you. After you have read the rules and given yourself all of your roles, you'll want to give yourself the biscuit role. That is just a cosmetic role that allows you to kind of participate in our server and lets us know as moderators that you have read the role, and it will give you a little biscuit emoji next to your name. Now that we have done that, we can visit the common room. The common room is where everybody hangs out and has general chats. Next, we can go back to the server guide, which is something that comes in handy throughout your time in the server. We've got rules, roles, and a Discord tutorial. This is really lovely if you are unfamiliar with Discord in general, as there are a lot of different functions and tools that come with Discord, and then there are also several different elements that make our server unique, such as commands and a marketplace, which is like basically a fake economy where you can play games and earn mushrooms, and then you can buy fake items with your fake currency, and that's purely just for fun, but we really enjoy it. If you scroll all the way down, you will see a list of all of our custom commands. Most of them are just silly, but some of them are very helpful, such as the schedule command. If you scroll further down, you will see a list of all of our levels and ranks. So as you participate in the server, you will earn points and you will be given different roles. So if you level up, Level 4 is Bree Folk. Level 6 is Ranger. Level 8, Council of Elrond. Level 10, Longbeard. Level 12, Rohirrim. Level 16, Captain of Gondor. And level 20, which is our highest level, is Gardener. So after you reach level 20, there aren't any other like cosmetic roles like that. You will just remain a gardener for the rest of your time in our server. In any other channel, you can type !rank to see your rank. And if you type !levels, then you can see our server's leaderboard, which is all just for fun, to see kind of who's the most active in the server. If you visit the rules channel, you can see our rules written in a little bit more detail, as long as a protocol for what happens if you violate the rules. And then at the bottom of this page is a list of all of our moderators. If you ever need help and you need to tag a moderator, you can just tag the moderator role, or you can create a ticket, which is something we'll talk about in a little bit. Beneath the server guide over in this column is the events tab. The events tab is where all of our book club or other discussions will be located, and if you would like to add them to your calendar, you can using this feature. You can also click that you are interested, and I believe Discord will notify you when the event is beginning. So this is a great way to get involved with our community by joining our voice chats. If a situation ever arises within the server and you would like to have a private conversation with the moderators, you can go to create a ticket, and you can click open ticket to open up a help ticket, and all of the moderators will be alerted to that, and we'll be able to see it, and we can have a discussion with you about whatever might arise. If you have any kind of situation where you might feel uncomfortable or need help with anything or need instructions on how to use any aspect of the Discord, we can help you out in this ticketing system, which I think is very neat. After that, let's go back to this column and click on channels and roles. This is a really nice feature that's new to Discord, where you can kind of select which things that you're interested in, and it will assign you those channels and add them to your channel list. There's another area right here for the Rings of Power discussion roles, but if you have already assigned yourself these roles in the roles channel, then you don't need to do that. Here we can just kind of look through all of our channels in the corner. You can also click over on this tab to browse channels, and you can click on this check mark if you would like to remove them. If it's something that you're never going to be interested in and you're not really looking to participate in a discussion of that and you'd like to simplify your channels tab, you can just uncheck it and then you'll never have to see it. We have a ton of different channels because there are a lot of different discussions going along every day, and you can just feel free to hop into any of them whenever you're interested in. These archived channels are not able to be chatted in, but they are kind of kept there so that you can read through past discussions if needed, but we don't need to continue chatting in those channels. That's why they're archived. Next, let's look at the server shop, which is another new feature from Discord. They recently created something called a server subscription, where you can pay using real money. This is different from the marketplace, using real money to subscribe to Tea with Tolkien, and it's kind of a way to support Tea with Tolkien, and it gives you a couple special perks. In particular, you get a special secret channel called the Halfling's Pint that you are able to hang out in. We can kind of just click through channels here. They're all pretty self-explanatory, but if you're new here, you might want to just poke around a little bit to make yourself familiar with them. The book club channel is the main hub of our server, and currently, as I'm recording this, we are reading The Lord of the Rings, so you can see all of our Lord of the Rings channels. I've broken them down into posts for one for each book, so that if you fall behind, you won't fall behind in the chat. Even if we're reading book 6 and you're only on book 3, you can find the book 3 chat and you can share whatever questions or notes that you might have, and someone else, I'm sure, will hop into the discussion there. Over in our Rings of Power channel, this is kind of like a Reddit format that I really like. This is a Discord feature called forums, where within a channel you can create different posts. So if you have a certain topic about the Rings of Power that you would like to discuss, you can create your own post for that. We also have a general Rings of Power chat channel, but if there's something that you think really warrants a more thorough discussion, I would recommend creating a post within the channel. There's also the spoilers section of the Discord where we have a leaks log, which is where I like to keep track of everything that has been leaked about season 2 that's coming up, so that if you are kind of trying to get a quick summary of everything that has been posted across different accounts and platforms, you can just head over there to look for it. Further down in this channel column, we have all of the different Tolkien book channels. And I really liked breaking things down into separate books so that if you have a really specific question, say about Leaf by Niggle, you can even just read through this previous chat because someone else in the past might have already asked it, and you can probably gain a lot of wisdom about each different book just by reading back through the chat. But if you do have something that you would like to start up a discussion of, you can stay really focused by staying in these certain channels, which I really enjoy. Then further down here, we have the archive channels. As I mentioned before, you can read through past discussions that aren't active anymore. But I really encourage you to join in on the discussions in the active channels. So there we have it. This is a quick walkthrough of the Tea with Tolkien server. I hope this was helpful and that you were able to start kind of making yourself at home in our server. I hope this cleared up any confusion or questions that you might have had. If you do still have questions about how the server works, or if you need help in one particular area, please visit the ticket tab and create a ticket so that the mods can help you out. Thanks so much for watching this, and I'm so happy that you found our Discord community.